The Tommy Campbell Show. There has been a tremendous amount of losing and trolling this week in every way, including Donald Trump getting fact-checked, J.D. Vance's brother getting crushed in Cincinnati, Gavin Newsom mocking sore loser Donald Trump with a series of whiny baby memes that capture his essence all too well, Trump catching some Z's during a chaotic Oval Office event, and some things you may have missed, such as Caitlin Collins posting this photo of a temporary sign that is now outside the Oval Office. I guess the tacky Mar-a-Lago look isn't going to be limited to the inside. Well, we wasted no time. Gavin Newsom posted this photo. Live, laugh, lose. Fantastic. This was making the rounds. 10 million entry fee. I am particularly fond of this one. Release the Epstein files. And I had fun with these. Tiny Mushroom. Idiocracy Live. Come see the play. And Dozy Don's nap room. Let me know which one your favorite is. The guy that spent years calling Biden Sleepy Joe cannot keep awake. Not only is a televised weight loss drug launch not enough to stimulate Trump, but there's a $350 million bribe ballroom being built steps away, and he's dozing off through the construction sounds. Anyone that's lived adjacent to heavy building knows a jackhammer isn't what you find on a sleep sounds playlist.
People can sleep again because they can breathe as when they go to bed. Folks whose knees don't hurt. People who don't have heart attacks, renal failure, dementia. All the things we know are associated with obesity and much more. We thought it was 125 million pounds. Mr. President, our estimate, based on the company numbers as well, is Americans will lose 135 billion pounds by the midterms.
First off, is Trump asleep because ignorance is bliss? Oz is talking obesity and dementia, so he decided to nap this one out. Dr. Oz's claim that Americans would lose 135 billion pounds by the midterms is mathematically impossible, equal to more than 60 million metric tons or several times the combined body weight of every American adult. Even if every eligible person were prescribed GLP-1 drugs, the medications couldn't physically account for that kind of reduction. 135 billion pounds. The only way Trump could even come close to this number is if he just nuked the country and called it rapid weight loss. I don't know who is running the numbers, Dr. Evil or Mike Lindell.
They will be made unconstitutional. That was A. B, declare the November 2020 election results unreliable and therefore void. Number C.
Subscribe. The fine print around this tells a different story. The discounted cash price for most users will start around $350 a month, not immediately the lower figure. Coverage for Medicare and Medicaid beneficiaries remains limited. Eligibility is restricted to patients with certain comorbidities, prediabetes, heart disease, and is expected to reach only about 10% of Medicare enrollees under current parameters. The rollout doesn't fully kick in immediately. Cash payers may see new pricing by January, but Medicare access begins mid-2026. It is contingent on state participation. Just some contrast. Newsom called his Newsom RX as a joke. It was a wind-up. He was trolling Trump, the real name being CalRx. But of course, Trump actually called an official government program Trump RX. Also, the CalRx initiative is a different and much better model. The state manufactures or contracts low-cost generics itself, bypassing much of the big pharma middlemen.
And creating high-value jobs. But today, we... Oh, are you okay? Gordon, you okay? Yeah.
Press, we're going. Thank you, press. Press, right, guys. Cameras, we're done rolling. Cameras.
Kennedy running away, Dr. Oz trying to remember what he did before he got in the MAGA clown car, and Dozy Don suddenly awake and confused. Is this still a dream? What the hell is going on? You take care of it. This man did nothing. Unlike this man.
To free families from the pervasive fear that one illness... There you go, you okay? I'm right here. I got you. Yeah. No, you're okay. This happens when I talk too long. You'll be okay.
Held his breath too long trying to avoid Trump's stench, fake gold allergy, or saw the brainworm peeking out of RFK Jr.'s ear. Got a good one? Drop it in the comments.
This is President Trump is the friend of the forgotten American. Obesity is a disease of poverty, overwhelmingly. And these drugs have only been available or people who have wealth. At one point, the majority of prescriptions, the highest concentration of prescriptions in this country, was the Upper West Side of Manhattan. And what about the people who live in rural areas, who live in food deserts? What about the people in urban areas who live in food deserts and are suffering from obesity and are locked into that system where they can only get ultra-processed foods, which are aggravating the problem?
Friend of the forgotten American. Obesity is a disease of poverty. I mean, come on. Have you seen Donald Trump? Newsom posted, "No SNAP or affordable groceries for you, only Ozempic. And the poor must starve." Again, Gavin, hand smaller, body fatter, but still fantastic. Love your work. It's wild that at a time when people are literally starving, their solution is to promote a drug for weight loss. This guy isn't scared of needles when it comes to heroin, steroids, or Ozempic, but a life-saving vaccine, oh no, we can't have that. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Ozempic, but you would think someone whose position is make America healthy again would be focused on the natural route, diet and exercise. Now, for most, it seems like Ozempic just came out of nowhere. That's all we see, Ozempic. But such GLP-1 drugs were originally developed to treat type 2 diabetes, not weight loss. Approved in 2017, Ozempic helps the pancreas release insulin, lowers blood sugar, and slows digestion. But patients soon reported significant weight loss, often more than 10% of body weight, because the drug suppresses appetite. Drug makers rebranded the same compound in 2021 at a higher dose for chronic weight management, sparking a global craze that actually caused shortages for diabetics who depend on it for glucose control. Even with Trump's promised $350 price cap, Americans will still pay several times more for the same drug that people in almost every other comparable country. And the reason isn't innovation, it's policy. Other nations negotiate or cap prices through national systems, while the US relies on private deals and campaign-style announcements. So even when Trump touts discounts, they're still selling the most expensive version of the same drug on the planet. Eric Trump was at a Turning Point event and thought he'd put his father on the spot and give him a call. It was spur of the moment, so the audio was a bit off, but I did my best to clean it up.
So we have the most beautiful crowd of people, thousands and thousands of people at Auburn University. They are incredibly enthusiastic, and they absolutely adore this country, they adore God, and they adore you.
I'm so happy your makeup lab explosion survivor wife is with you, because it means she's not forcing her awful karaoke on our guests. You know, the only person that likes her around is Kid Rock. Kid Rock, it's true. He told me that Laura fella makes me sound so good. Eric, when are you coming back? The turd tank is full, and I need you to crane some logs with the golden turd tongs, or I'm gonna have to sleep in used hamburgers again. You know, when I was in Asia, I tried to have a Big Mac with some chopsticks. I gotta be totally honest with you, Eric. The reason I picked up was I was hoping you might have some pictures of Ivanka from the Great Gatsby party. If you do, can you put the hot ones in our group chat? With my memory slipping, I can't rely on the wank bank these days. Okay, bye-bye, Eric. Say hello to the stupid crowd for me. I love morons.
J.D. Vance's half-brother, Corey Bowman, ran for Cincinnati mayor and got crushed. Despite Vance's endorsement and national name recognition, well, kind of. J.D. Vance's name has changed a lot. If you want his birth certificate, it's James Donald Bowman. High school yearbook, James David Hamill. Military service, James Hamill, reporting for non-combat photography duty, sir. Trump himself got so confused he called him J.P. Mendel at one event. The Vance surname came from his maternal grandparents, which in a way is just like putting one of your password hints in your own name. His brother's surname matches the one on JD's birth certificate, and Bowman pulled barely 22% of the vote against popular incumbent Aftab Purval's 78%. It wasn't just a defeat, it was a blowout that exposed how little Vance's clout translates beyond cable hits and right-wing events. Even the family name couldn't lift a campaign because Vance can sell about as well as he can buy a dozen donuts. As if the optics weren't bad enough, Bowman's credibility unraveled under scrutiny. His coffee shop, King's Arms Coffee in Cincinnati's West End, racked up 10 separate tax judgments for unpaid sales taxes and late filings, with state garnishments totaling around $10,000. For a candidate running as a community pastor, touting accountability and faith, the unpaid tax record hit like a couch with no cushions. Now, although Vance did take to social media for Corey, he gave him no advice or financial support, so So much for family first. And while his brother was losing badly, JD Vance was trending for a different reason. A lingering onstage hug with Erika Kirk. If you haven't seen this, he grabbed her like it was his favorite couch and he was hoping to come up with an old quarter and some Dorito dust. Body language analysts say the embrace between Vance and Erika went far beyond a routine stage greeting. They noticed how Kirk's hand swept into Vance's hair and his hands landed at her hips. Gestures reserved for much deeper emotional or intimate relationships. If I just hug someone like this, I would never hear the end of it with my wife. Crazy. The two were pressed chest to chest, pelvis to pelvis, neither pulling away, both displaying what experts call intimate space behavior. People in grief usually keep distance in these moments, but this hug seemed deliberate, mutual, and highly charged. And Erika Kirk was actually just honored with the Charlie Kirk Legacy Award at the Fox Nation Patriot Awards. Talk about nepotism.
I left Minnesota at 6 a.m. to go meet my wife in Houston, to leave from there to come to D.C. And when we got to Houston at 11 a.m., we were 3 hours early for our flight. And I said, well, let's go get something to eat. And then we go, yeah, let's just get through security and eat in the airport. And we got through, or we went to go through security, and they said, oh, no, you got to go to this other part of the terminal. And what happened then is we get there and you see these lines wrapped around the outside of the terminal. And I'm going, what is going on? Well, that started a 5-hour wait in line. 5 hours. We missed 2 flights. We kept booking the next flight out. And it finally got down to with the last flight of the day, as we kept booking, you'd miss a flight, book the next one. But these were the lines. It was 6 hours long.
Yeah, leopards ate Lindell's face. Tom Selleck's slow cousin spent millions pushing the big line, getting Trump elected, only for him to lose his private plane and now be trapped in a brutal airport line with the public because of Trump's government shutdown. Donald Trump himself once said a government shutdown falls on the president's lack of leadership, and now you have Lindell whining about winding through George Bush Intercontinental Airport. Lost his plane, flying with the people, stuck in line. I made this show without any sponsors thanks to your tips, channel memberships, and merch. Please throw me what you can to keep this show going. If you didn't catch this, JD Vance posted a photo of him going as his meme on Halloween, hoping to show how ridiculous the mockery is. But side by side, not far off, JD. In fact, the problem with the meme is it's not real enough because there's barely any makeup. Like, this needs more guy liner to bring it up to reality. Back at Mar-a-Lago, Trump held a Great Gatsby party, forgetting that a key takeaway from the book is that wealth does not equal happiness or class. Guests were treated to a woman in a martini glass. That one would have confused Bill Cosby. You put the thing in the glass to get the girl. You don't put the girl in the glass. Sorry, not sorry. Well, I guess Kid Rock got bored of banging the clown's pocket because Lauren Boebert attended a Halloween party in Colorado with her new boyfriend, Kyle Piercy, a Windsor-based real estate broker. And I don't think this outfit is going to be a big boom for his business. She wore a sombrero and a Mexican-style dress with a sign reading, Mexican word of the day, juicy. Tell me if juicy ice coming. I know, just awful. And even worse, it was a 2-part costume. Her boyfriend dressed as an ICE agent. Now, her office has brushed off the criticism saying, it's just a Halloween costume, but give me a break. This is a congresswoman, one of the longest rap sheets in Washington, in a family history of arrests and restraining orders. Here is someone publicly crime-ridden and apparently religious, mocking families being ripped apart, making sweeping generalizations about others.
What's happening? Grocery prices are way down, and Walmart just announced that the cost of their standard Thanksgiving meal, this is the greatest. They're greatest, they're wonderful. They come out every year with how much does a Thanksgiving meal cost compared to last year, right? And it always goes up, up, up. It's 40%, 30% more. Is 25% lower than 1 year ago. Isn't that great?
Walmart's bundle is cheaper on face value compared to last year. The 2025 package includes fewer items, though, and substitutes many store brand products. And I'm all for generic products, as most come out of the same factory, But of all the store brand products going, everyone knows great value ones are not really known for great quality. It's just like Well, yeah, it looks like gravy. It looks like gravy. Great Value apple juice was recalled for elevated levels of inorganic arsenic in 9,500 cases, raising serious questions about product safety and quality control. The bundle trims side dish items, skip dessert options, and cut fresh produce. So the lower cost claim the price is lower, but you're getting a smaller basket and likely paying more per item. Thank you for defending health, Boebert F. Candy Jar. I will never put that government junk in my arm. Oh, there's so much stupid to unpack here. If you're passionate about someone, at least get their name remotely close. And I've seen Junior abbreviated a couple different ways, but never to Jar. Candy Jar, Candy Jar. And again, the thing you like to call government junk is the thing that allowed you to live this long to leave your stupid comment. Magateers. Tommy Peanut Head. I would call you a joke, but that bar is too height. I'm just looking forward to seeing all the fans dropping Tommy Peanut Head comments today. Don't want to set the bar too height, but I think there will be plenty. Magateers. Held breath too long trying to avoid Trump stench. Oh, that's a full one. Three theories are held breath true long, held breath true long. Chaotic Oval Office. Outside the Oval Office. I guess the tacky Mar-a-Lago look isn't limited to the inside, and we wasted no time. Gavin Newsom. First off, is Trump asleep because ignorance? Rock got bored of banging the clown's pocket.
The Tommy Campbell Show is the best political comedy show on YouTube, and I hope you subscribe.